Hi folks, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining. So today we're working on some inside projects, getting things finished on the inside before we sheet this thing. And some of these tasks, it's simply easier to do it without the walls on it. We can reach in different crannies. So where we're at so far is I've gone ahead and I've carried in the solar batteries here, and this is where they're going to be, and I'm going to build a ledge to set plants on top of that. And we're also going to install the Trombe wall on this side, beginning right about where our American sunflower is. This is an American giant hybrid, and as you can see, this is only a small portion, but things have been growing, so I've been busy with this, making sure everything is growing well for me. And the sheeting hasn't been a priority because actually God's been watering the plants for me quite a bit. I've been taking advantage of that, but now that the warmer months are coming on, it will get sheeted. And but we're going to take care of a few inside projects. Now what I'm going to be doing today is where I put the landscape fabric here, the ground wasn't particularly level, but now that it's had time to sink down, there are a couple of spots that I really want to build up and level out, and I'm going to do that with some rubber stone that I have here, and I'm going to let you guys watch this project. I realize that there's sometimes a long time between videos, and when I finally do come back on camera, progress has been tremendous. I failed to turn on the camera, so I'm going to try to make more videos more often so that you can see more of the progress. That'll help less of the content that I do film actually end up on the cutting room floor, because these long videos are already long enough. So that's the goal for today. So I'm going to pull up this landscape fabric here and expose the ground underneath and add some rock. So let's get adjusted for that. Let's get going. Okay folks, here we are. So now, speaking of your landscape fabric, now here's an area where you don't want to skimp at all. You want to lay down a good base. You want to keep, if you're building on ground, you certainly want to use a good quality landscape fabric, something that you can walk on for a good long time and it won't get torn up. It can take a little bit of abuse. It's going to certainly have rocks underneath of it to fill these holes. As you can see, there's quite a bit of a dip here. And when I roll my carts in here, they want to do a dive in this corner over here that I don't like. I'd rather it sit just a little bit more level. So this underlayment's really going to help you keep down the weeds, and weeds can become a problem in your greenhouse. So you definitely want to pay attention to this step here. Okay, so next up is the Trombe wall. And if you look up the Trombe wall, what it is, it's a thermal mass that you build, construct, and put it in the sun, and it'll soak up heat all day long. And then at night, it'll slowly release it back. And there are many things to consider when building a Trombe wall, not just the exterior. All Trombe walls basically will do better if they're painted black, whether it be stone, metal, whatever you use, painted black, so that it will absorb as much of the heat as possible. Now, I was lucky, this guy right here, this is a metal stovepipe. It's already painted black, and here's a cap for the end of it. And what we're going to fill it with is sand, just regular place sand. Now, there's another consideration to take there. You may be thinking, well, I'll just fill it with water, but water expands. It will heat up, but the heat release rate of water is pretty fast. The best heat transfer fluid is, believe it or not, it's paraffin wax, and then we have like antifreeze, things like that. All can be rather messy operations. I'm going to use sand, which is a pretty good thermal mass in its own right, and so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to make them, this is 8 foot by 2 foot, nothing massive, but I can use this over and over again many times and put many smaller ones in nooks and crannies, other than having just one massive, huge Trombe wall. So I'm going to have Trombe pillars, so to speak. They'll end up being perhaps tables. This end cap needs to be attached to the bottom of this. This is where we're going to get just a little bit sketchy. So number one thing is cut gloves. This is cut level 1. You can still get badly cut doing this. That seems pretty good right there. I'm going to move these to the edges. So you want to keep the batteries out of the sun, but you want to keep these in the sun. So. Still a little wet. If this were dry, it would come out easier. Good thing I'm leaving these things open top so that any moisture that gets in these can just cook off. Okay, now we're just going to let things heat up and see how hot we can get it. Nice hot day. It's right around high noon, so we're going to let this cook, and we'll see if we can get some heat. It should deliver something pretty good today, and you would be surprised at during the winter how well one of these will also get hot. It'll get well over 100 degrees even in the winter time. So. I think I can sneak in a little bit of a segment here, and just to show you a bit of what's been growing here, and things are going. I love cosmos. I think they're such a treat. Even the leaves are attractive to look at. So. Just a personal preference here. And you think I'm trying to tell folks something with all these cosmos? Just a hint. I like them. So, and then we have all these strawberries. These will go for, these won't be sold. These are propagation. These are for propagation here. This is the stock. And I will take cuttings from all of this stuff. Still have a few things that I'm planting again for later in the season. So, all right. So I'll try to keep everything within 15 minutes. I do believe you folks sort of like the shorter videos, and I'll be able to take smaller bites of the subjects that I take. So I can't wait for the sweet pea to bloom. They should be all different colors. Hopefully they're blooming in the next video. It won't be long, they're almost ready. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. I'm just curious, so I'm taking another look. But I'm looking for the hottest spot I can find on the light colored surface, and it looks to be about 84. So I'm going to wiggle this around. I have no idea if you can see it. And on here, we're at 97. So we've got some solar gain already here, and it's only been about 10 minutes. And I will report back with this. And we may discuss this more. Now there is a final note on a Trombe wall. It's great for winter heating, because the sun's going to hit it and warm it up. Now in the summertime, what you're going to want to do though is you're going to want to cover this up. Something white, preferably, so that the sun doesn't hit this at all. And I've got a metal base right here, and that's going to have direct contact with the ground. And yeah, you're guessing correctly. The cool temperature from the earth is going to radiate up in the summertime, because I've got this covered. The sun's not heating it, so it's actually going to radiate the cool in the summertime. So that's how you work a Trombe wall. Okay, and this is where we're going to call it a close for this episode right here, and we'll be back soon with more. Going to do some more building and get to the sheeting pretty soon, and then we're going to play around inside a greenhouse for a while. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you coming along for this. I can't do it without you. So if you like, please hit that like button. If this is your first time here, of course, subscribe. You can donate to this project on my Patreon account. The link is on my homepage. And that's it for now. Okay. All right. Hope your day is filled with sunshine and raisinets. Bye-bye now.